Let's talk monks in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. First up is going to be the Way of Mercy Monk. This came to us in January of this year, folks. Does it seem like an entirely different world to you that the Way of Mercy Monk was January of 2020? What just a wholly different time January was. Well, anyway, we got 4 subclasses, and one of those was the Way of Mercy Monk. Now, from what I remember from looking through this, I know there's a significant change to the level 17 ability. I'm not so sure about all the other ones, so let's dive in. But before we do so, if you're enjoying my coverage of the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything subclasses, which will complete once we get to the Order of Scribes Wizard, then we'll move on to the other new aspects of the books like feats and magic items and so on. I'll also do a retrospective and a thought, kind of an opinion at the end of why I think certain things were done a certain way. And then we'll resume regular Nerd Immersion content, which I guess will be a American Thanksgiving gift to me. I can go back to my normal content. Don't get me wrong, though. I love covering new stuff, and I love Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So don't worry about me. I'm getting plenty of sleep. Things are going well. Let's dive into that. Oh, I have a giveaway for Tasha's Cauldron. Links in the description. Anyway, Unearthed Arcana on the right, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything on the left. We still have the same bit about the making a merciful mask. The same masks appear. Implements of mercy we got in the Unearthed Arcana at level 3. Insight or medicine proficiency, your choice. A proficiency with the herbalism kit and the poisoner's kit. You now get insight and medicine together, combined, and the herbalism kit. They remove the poisoner's kit, and I guess that sort of makes sense. Although this witch or this plague doctor, I feel like there could be poisons maybe in some of those vials. But anyway, it's 2 skills and 1 tool as opposed to 1 skill and 2 tools. And then you get your special mask. So first up, we have Hands of Healing. In the Unearthed Arcana, it was, as an action, spend a key point to touch a creature and restore a number of hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier. When you use Flurry of Blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with a use of this feature without expending its key point, or its key cost. It is, as an action, 1 key point to touch a creature, restore hit points equal to martial arts die plus wisdom mod. Yeah, okay, so that's the same. So normally to do this, you would use an action to touch a creature and heal them, or if you're doing Flurry of Blows, you can, which already costs you a key point, you can replace one of those punches with a Hand of Healing and don't have to spend the additional cost. For those of you who were begging me and asking tons and tons of times in the comments in all the videos what that key-fueled strike ability is for the monk, where if you spend a key point as part of your action, you could make an unarmed strike as a bonus action, and people were like, that makes no sense, I could just do Flurry of Blows. Well, this is what it means. It means it's not about punching. See this? As an action, I could spend a key point and heal someone, okay, if I wanted to. I realize you could do it as part of Flurry of Blows, and that kind of makes sense, but I could, as an action, heal somebody with my Hands of Healing, and then use key-fueled strikes to make a bonus action attack. Normally, you can't make the bonus action punch with your martial arts feature unless you take the attack action. This gets you around that. It also works the same way for any of the classes that can cast spells with key points. All right, moving on. The Unearthed Arcana got Hands of Harm as well. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can expend a key point to deal extra necrotic damage to that creature equal to a roll of your martial arts die. If the creature is incapacitated or poisoned, the creature instead... If the creature is incapacitated or poisoned, the creature instead takes necrotic damage equal to 3 rolls of your martial arts die. You can use this feature only once on each of your turns. It got significantly nerfed in that respect. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend a key point to deal extra necrotic damage to them equal to the 1 roll of the martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier once per turn. So I guess I wouldn't necessarily call it a huge nerf. It is still necrotic damage, which is nice. But previously, if they were incapacitated or poisoned, which could be if they're sleeping, I think the class even gave you the ability to poison them, so it would have synergized very well. You would do 3 martial arts die rolls, which could be pretty nutty at high levels, but it was only once on each of your turns. So they removed that aspect. However, now it's your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier. So if I go to punch somebody, it's my martial arts die plus my dexterity or strength modifier, followed by an extra martial arts die plus my wisdom modifier. So it is a decent amount because you're getting this static number of wisdom modifier, but it is still limited to only once a turn. Then we got Noxious Aura originally at 6th level. As a bonus action, spend a ki point to shroud yourself in an aura of toxic miasma. It extends 5 feet in every direction, lasts for a minute. While it's active, ranged attacks have disadvantage against you, and any other creature that starts its turn within the aura must succeed on a con save or become poisoned until the end of your next turn and take poison damage equal to your wisdom modifier. So what was kind of nice is this could just deal out poison damage if they fail the Constitution saving throw, and they're poisoned till the end of your next turn and take poison damage equal to your wisdom modifier. That would also trigger the original Hands of Harm ability. Now it's called Physician's Touch. You can administer even great cures with a touch. When you use your Hand of Healing feature, you can also end one of the following diseases: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. And when you use the Hand of Harm feature on a creature, you can subject that creature to the poison condition until the end of your next turn. So the benefit of that is there's no Constitution saving throw. If they can be poisoned and you manage to hit them and use Hand of Harm, you just poison them. End of story. No save, they're just poisoned if they're able to be. Until the end of your next turn, which means that they're going to have disadvantage on attack rolls. So that'll be pretty good. At 11, you got what was called, or in the Unearthed Arcana, Healing Technique. When you restore hit points to a creature using your Hand of Healing, you also can end one disease or condition from the target from the following list: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Now, that was already added in to the Physician's Touch ability from level 6. Now we get Flurry of Healing and Harm at 11. When you use your Flurry of Blows, you can now replace both of them with Hands of Healing. So one bonus action and one ki point to heal 2 people, as opposed to, doing that. So that actually works out pretty well because you're saving a ki point to heal 2 people. In addition, when you make an unarmed strike with Flurry of Blows, you can use Hand of Harm with that strike without expending the ki point for Hand of Harm. So you can still only use it once per turn. So you're going to a Flurry of Blows. This one gets Hand of Harm applied to it automatically for free, since you already spent the ki point for Flurry of Blows. So, okay, so we didn't lose out on the healing technique because we sort of got that in Physician's Touch, and we got a little bit extra healing there. And lastly, the original level 17 ability was called Hand of Mercy. As an action, you could touch a creature, spend 4 ki points, force them to make a Constitution saving throw that they could choose to fail, and then they basically become in a catatonic comatose state. But suspended animation for a number of days equal to your monk level. At this point, it would be at least 17, or until you end the effect early. During this time, the creature's paralyzed, has immunity to all damage, and any curse, disease, or poison affecting them is suspended. They appear dead to all outward inspection, and spells to determine the creature's status. You can only have one creature under this effect at a time. So I could see this very much like a freezing someone in Carbonite. You needed to move someone, transport someone, didn't want to get caught. That would work really well. Problem is that's pretty situational, so I could see that not getting a lot of use. So we got Hand of Ultimate Mercy instead in the Unearthed Arcana, which is, as an action, you can touch the corpse of a creature that has died within the past 24 hours and expend 5 ki points. That creature then returns to life, regaining hit points equal to 4d10 plus your Wisdom mod, and the following conditions are removed from them: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned. And you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. So that is basically a freebie Raise Dead that you're getting at level 17. That is just for 5 ki points. A reminder, ki points come back on a short rest, so that could be pretty crazy. As someone who played the Way of Tranquility Monk, which was sort of the healing monk that got Paladin Lay on Hand style ability, but twice the amount of healing, I have played that Tranquility Monk for 15 levels through the entirety of Out of the Abyss, which that gameplay is available here on this channel. And I really appreciate the Way of Mercy because it's sort of a spiritual successor to the to the Way of Tranquility. And The monk that I played, the Tranquility Monk, it was okay. It gave you that really big boost of the double paladin style healing at level 3, but then I didn't feel like any of the abilities were super useful again till level 17. So I really appreciate Way of Mercy. It's a little toned back on both the healing and the damage, but it gives you the versatility of both. You could do some interesting thing with what you could do as far as healing, and then at level 17, you can just bring somebody back from the dead, which is pretty cool. So would I play, though that's the big question, right? Ultimately, would I play a Way of Mercy monk? I think it's interesting. I like a monk with healing. I like a monk with healing that gets key points back on a short rest, which they all do. So you can use that to quickly heal up a party if you're able to get multiple short rests in. But no, because I think I played the Tranquility Monk and I think I'm good. So I don't think I would play a Way of Mercy monk, but I could see it be really fun. It could also be a good, interesting alternative to someone filling multiple roles in like a melee damage kind of situation, but also being the healer. And I like that too. Stay tuned next time for the one I'm sure you've all been waiting for, the Way of Astral Self. I still get so many comments on that video that I made about how broken that subclass was. So if you want to see what my thoughts on the final published version are, well, you'll have to stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you next time.